Let's look at these frictions in action. And to do that, I want to start by introducing you to two individuals. This is Steve Lane and Tushar Garg. Steve and Tushar were Kellogg MBA students, Kellogg MBA graduates, who founded a business focused on real estate. Steve and Tushar knew they wanted to be entrepreneurs when they came to the Kellogg School of Management and spent their 2 years at Kellogg trying to identify an unmet need in a market that was ripe for disruption. After searching and exploring and doing some design research, they settled on residential real estate. At the time, which was 2015, the leading prop tech companies, the leading real estate technology companies were things like Zillow and Redfin. And the primary innovation of Zillow and Redfin at the time was twofold. Number one, to display available residential real estate inventory online, which was something that was not previously available. And also to create a bit of a discount brokerage service, where if you bought or sold your home with Redfin, the transaction would not have the same commission that you would have with a traditional realtor, and you would actually get some of that commission back in the form of cash. And at the time, Tushar and Steve felt like there was more that could be done to help people, particularly young people, buy homes. So the duo obtained their real estate licenses while they were in their MBA program, again, to experience life as an ethnographer and see the world through the eyes of the people they were trying to help, and set out to create a different kind of real estate brokerage. Originally, what they decided to do was focus on a way of enhancing the benefit of real estate beyond just buying a home. Including their knowledge about millennial markets from being millennials themselves, they went out and did some design research and understood that beyond just home ownership, another thing that millennials valued was travel and adventure. So why not, in addition to buying a home, also get some travel and adventure benefit? And they had looked at industries like credit cards and other types of consumer products where there was a rewards program or a points program or a benefits program associated with purchases you make. So when you paid for something with an American Express or Visa card, for every dollar you spent, you got an airline mile. Why was it that when you purchased a home, you weren't able to get some sort of reward as well? And so what they did was partner with Alaska Airlines and JetBlue to create a program where for every dollar you spent on a new home purchase up to $500,000, you would get an airline mile on Alaska or JetBlue. They felt that this way, millennials didn't have to trade off their desire for home ownership with their desire to travel and have adventure. They could do both at the same time. As a result, they wound up creating a company that they called Fly Homes, invoking the travel philosophy as part of the home purchase. And they launched this pilot program, if you'll excuse the pun, with JetBlue in Alaska. And the very first day they launched with JetBlue, JetBlue put out a mailer, an email to all of their customers, their loyal frequent flyers, saying, we're now partnered with Fly Homes. Purchase a home with Fly Homes and you'll get you'll get a point for every dollar you spend on airline travel. And instantaneously, thousands of people signed up for Fly Homes. And Tushar Garg at the time remembered thinking, with this kind of response and this kind of sign up to this program, this thing is going to be huge. People are clearly going after what we're selling. There's obviously product market fit. And Steve and Tushar gave themselves some congratulations and waited for the transactions on the platform to begin. But the transactions never came. Despite having thousands of signups on the very first day, almost no one actually bought a home with Fly Homes. Why do you think this would be? They clearly found an idea that millennials were excited by. They found an unmet need and an underdeveloped benefit. They created a way for millennials not to have to trade off purchasing a home and travel, but doing both at the same time. Take a moment and think about why, despite all of the eagerness of the signups, this offer never really, and again, excuse the pun, took off. So this clearly presented a challenge for Fly Homes. There was obviously a lot of demand for the perks that they were offering, but people weren't converting. There was something standing in the way. And at the time, Tushar Garg had taken the quarter off at Kellogg and was living in his adopted hometown of Seattle. So Tushar decided to hit the streets in Seattle with his real estate license in hand and see if by acting as a realtor, he could understand what was holding people back. And it's important to mention the context at the time. In 2008 was a housing crisis in the United States where home values dropped precipitously. But between 2012 and 2021, the value of single family homes based on the Case-Shiller index that tracks these values rose by a value of 43%. There was also historically low interest rates, historically low unemployment, and a highly competitive landscape in the market of Seattle that was home to a wide variety of tech firms and corporate offices like Starbucks and REI and Nordstrom and Microsoft and Amazon. This was a very, very, very competitive real estate market. And what happens in a competitive real estate market like this? Well, when houses go on the market that are in demand, that are highly desirable, they tend to be bidded up. There tends to be a lot of competition. And the winners of these bids are usually those that can afford to make what's called an all-cash offer. Instead of having to take out a loan to purchase a home, these are individuals that are wealthy enough with enough disposable income that they don't have to take a mortgage and can actually pay for a house in cash. To say it another way, in a hotly competitive real estate market, all cash buyers are the apex predators of the market. And it's very, very difficult to outbid them because, think about it, what does an all-cash offer represent to a seller? Obviously, there's the benefit of not worrying about the fact that this individual is going to either be approved or not approved for a mortgage. But if you really abstract it away to jobs, for example, the job that an all-cash offer does for a seller is give them certainty that a certain transaction will close. And if you're a seller, one thing you need to be able to count on is certainty that you will be able to move out of your house and potentially either move into that new house that you've already bought or give you the freedom to buy that new house and make that life change.